Yo, what's good guys? This is Theo here coming to you live with SoloLearn. Everyone can code. We are on Introduction to C++ Programming Part 6. So we're going to get started with assignment and increment operators. Let's go ahead and go into this module and see what it's all about. So assignment operators. The simple assignment operator equals sign assigns the right side to the left side. C++ provides shorthand operators that have the capability of performing an operation and an assignment at the same time. So here we have int of x, and we set that piece of memory to 10. Okay, and then after that we have x plus or equals to 4. What that means is take the current value of x and increment it by 4. That's what it's saying. Say x is equal to the current value of x plus 4. And similarly here with subtraction, we have x is equal to the current value of x and subtract 5 from that, and then store it in that bucket x again. Cool, guys. So what is the alternative for x equals x plus 10? Well, we just learned it's x plus or equals to 10. Awesome. So assignment operators. The same shorthand syntax applies to the multiplication, division, and modulus operators. Okay, so x times equals, x divided by equals, and x modulus equals. So just pick those up and try and memorize them. Fill in the missing part of the following code to divide x by 5 using the division equals operator. So x division by equals 5. So this is saying take the value of x and divide it by 5 and then store that again in the bucket x. Awesome. So increment operator, we also have this, and it is used to increase an integer's value by 1 and is a commonly used C++ operator. Here's the one catch, guys. So say you're writing a program that is going to go through some data, and it's going to use a for loop. If you're not sure what that is, we'll talk about that probably coming up. And so sorry about that. By putting these two addition signs after this x, this is saying post increment, but if they're in front of it, that's pre-increment. And again, I understand that might not make any sense, but just keep that in mind. There are two different ways to do it. All right, so x plus plus has the same meaning as x is equal to x plus 1, so it just allows you to increment it by 1. Awesome. For example, we have the integer x, and we set that equal to 11. Here, we increment it by 1, and then we write it to the output stream. Okay, and that will return to us a 12. So fill in the blanks to increment x's value by 1 using the incrementation operator and print its value to the screen. So we'll say x plus plus, and we'll output it. Cool. Okay, here it is. So increment operator. The increment operator has two forms, prefix and postfix. Here's pre and here's post, like we saw. Prefix increments the value and then proceeds with the expression. Postfix evaluates the expression and then performs the incrementing. So say say in your program you really needed to know that value was going to increment before you call it another function that you had in your method. So in that case, you'd want to use something like prefix, but I'd say most times, so when you're running a general for loop, this is the condition you're going to see at the end, x plus plus. So you can sort of expect the behavior that you might see in a typical for loop. So here we have x is equal to 5. Then we're going to increment. We're going to prefix. We're going to pre-increment x. And this is x is equal to 6, y is equal to 6. Here, however, here's a good example. Here we're doing post increment, okay? So now if you were to log, like if you said, what's the value of y right here? It's kind of a tough example because they're not really showing like where exactly they're logging. But if you were to, sort of wrap this in like a JavaScript console.log or just log it out in general or write it out in the console application, you would see whatever the current value of y was, or maybe it's undefined. But this isn't actually going to happen until the compiler reaches the next line and evaluates. So the prefix example increments the value of x and then assigns it to y, whereas the postfix example assigns the value of x to y and then increments it. So that's why it's called post. So what's the difference between plus plus x and x plus plus? Okay, so what happens is plus plus x increments x's value before using it, true. plus plus x uses x's value before incrementing it, and x plus plus increments x's value before using it. X plus plus uses x value and then increments. I think it's those two. Cool. So decrement operator. The decrement operator works in much the same way as the increment operator, but instead of increasing the value, it decreases it by 1. So I'm not gonna, keep going over this, but this is the way you do it. Just subtract 1 and subtract 1 postfix. Alright, so please type in the code that decrements x's value by using the decrement operator. So x, now we should get 19. Awesome. Alright guys, so that was it for part 6 of Introduction to C++ Programming. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to give it a like, give it a thumbs up, please comment, and please subscribe and support the channel. It means a lot. So thanks for watching guys, and have a great day. Take care.